Bloomburrow is still making the market move, so this time we're going to look at the top 15 hottest cards of the week. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can pre-order Dustmore and House of Horror, or find a vast number of other great products on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Bloomburrow continues to spark a lot of interest in new decks and strategies, which has led to the market becoming rather hot recently. So again, we are going to look at the top 15 hottest cards like I mentioned in the cold open. Also, we had a pretty big banned and restricted list update on Monday. However, I'm not seeing a huge impact yet from that when it comes to card prices. I do see some prices getting adjusted, but sales haven't really converted yet. I'm sure next week we'll get a better picture of that. But quickly before we get into our top 15, just a couple things. I do want to say thank you to one of our gold patrons, and that is Drave. Drave, thank you for all your support that you've given the channel. It means the world to me. I always say this, I couldn't do this without viewers like yourself, but it is very true. Thank you, Drave. And I also want to say thank you to a viewer who gave a super thanks tip last week, and that is AlPal8319. AlPal, thank you for your support. It means a lot. I truly appreciate it. Thank you again, AlPal. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 15 is Desynchronization. This is up $1.02 to $2.97. That's a 52% increase. This newer card from MTG Universe's Beyond Assassin's Creed has been seeing a lot of Commander playing several different decks. The most popular builds running it are around a couple other cards from the set, Ezio Auditore da Firenze and Edward Kenway. Number 14 is Brotherhood's End. It goes up $1.22 to $5.29. That's a 30% increase. This has been seeing a ton of play in numerous decks within multiple formats. Let's start with Modern. It's a solid sideboard card there in Crashing Footfalls, but sometimes you also find it in Ruby Storm, as well as Izzet and Grixis Murktide. In Legacy, this is in the sideboard of Mono Red Initiative. When it comes to Commander though, Brotherhood's End only gets a little bit of play. Sometimes you see it in like Niv Mizzet Perun, for example. Ultimately, it is the recently shaken up standard format that has really been pushing the price of this card. It's in highly played builds there like Rakdos Midrange, Gruul Ramp, plus you see it many times in Mono Red Aggro and Boros Token Control. And that Boros Token Control deck has been hot since it took first place at the MTG Japan Open a week ago. So that build is truly the key driver for the price spike we see here. Coming in at number 13 is Kill Switch. It's up $1.27 to $4 for a 47% increase. This one print wonder is jumping because it's seeing increased Commander play and builds around a new card from Bloomburrow. That is Igra, Eater of All. Kill Switch will let you tap down your opponent's creatures after Igra makes them food artifacts in addition to their other types. Coming in at number 12 is Sunfall, up $1.45 to $5.86. That's a 33% increase. This is a card that has held its value for a while, and it has seen a lot of play in Standard, Pioneer, and Commander. Let's begin with Commander. It's in a few different builds there. The most popular one is Burmaz, Blight of Oreskos. Sunfall gets a lot of play in Pioneer. It's in highly played builds there, Azorius Control and Niv to Light, but it's also in other decks too, like Mono White Midrange, Azorius Lotus Field, 5-color Enigmatic Fires, and Azorius Midrange. Again though, Standard is the format pushing this price increase more than any of the others. Sunfall is another card found in the Boros Token Control build, and again, that deck is the key driver for the price jump we're seeing here ultimately. In fact, there were 4 copies of this card in the version of the build that came in first place at the MTG Japan Open. You can find Sunfall in other popular Standard decks too though, like Domain, Azorius Control, Jeskai Control, Mono White Token Control, 5-color Control, and Azorius Token Control. Coming in at number 11 is Tranquil Frillback. It's up $1.51 to $5.86. That's a 35% increase. This is in a few Commander builds. The most popular ones are Gishath Sun's Avatar and Pantalaza's Sun Favored, but recently Tranquil Frillback got some additional play in builds around the Necrobloom from Modern Horizons 3. Again though, Standard is the format that is causing this increase. You'll see this card in sideboards of lots of decks there, including a couple very highly played builds, Golgari Midrange and Domain. It's in other decks too though, like Gruul Ramp, 4-color Ramp, Jund Ramp, and sometimes Abzan Ramp. Quickly before we jump into our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Currently, you can pre-order Dustmore and House of Horror products there, but they have a whole lot of other things on their website too, magic related and otherwise. You can of course still get Bloomburrow there. And remember, if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the United States. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's look at the top 10. Number 10, Temporary Lockdown. It's up $1.57 to $6.53. That's a 35% increase. This was the number 12 card on the hot list last week, jumps 2 spots this time. It is seeing a tad bit of Commander play. Sometimes it's in Sithis Harvest hand builds, for example, but Commander isn't the key driver here. Temporary Lockdown is getting a ton of play in Standard, plus it's appearing in a fair amount of Pioneer and Modern builds too. In Pioneer, Temporary Lockdown is in decks like Hidden Strings, Azorius Lotus Field, and 4-color Enigmatic Fires. In Modern, it's in Ban Control, but Standard again is the true key driver here. You're going to see this card in big decks there, like Domain, Orzhov Midrange, Azorius Control, Mono White Token Control, Jeskai Control, and Azorius Artifacts. But you guessed it, the deck that's pushing this the most right now is Boros Token Control. The version of that deck that came in first place at the MTG Japan Open was running 2 copies of Temporary Lockdown in the main and 1 in the sideboard. That brings us to number 9, Restless Cottage, of $1.87 to $4.91. That's a 62% increase. Here we have another card that's been played in multiple formats recently. In Pioneer, this is in Golgari Midrange. You know it's all over Standard. You see it in Golgari Midrange, Abzan Midrange, Sultai Midrange, Golgari Insidious Roots, Abzan Ramp, Abzan Control, Jund Ramp, and Jund Insidious Roots. Additionally, Restless Cottage is in a ton of new Commander builds. It's a good upgrade to the Bloomburrow Scrolled Away Commander deck, and it's in fresh decks around a few cards from there. The reprinted Shatterfang Squirrel General, as well as the front-facing Commander, Hazel of the Root Bloom, and the Odd Acorn Gang. Additionally though, Restless Cottage is in builds around cards from the Bloomburrow main set as well, like Igra Eater of All, and Camellia, the Seed Miser. Number 8 is Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, up $2.07 to $9.06. That's a 30% increase. This has been a fairly popular commander, and it's in the 99 of some builds there too, like Ren and Siri Inseparable, for example. But now Jetmir is seeing even more play in the format, thanks to a new card from Bloomburrow. You'll find this in builds around Balin the Haymaker. Those decks want you to go wide and have lots of tokens, so Jetmir fits perfectly there. Coming in at number 7 is a Gate Instigator, up $2.38 to $7.52. That's a 46% increase. This is from Family Matters, the Bloomburrow Commander deck, not the TV show. A Gate Instigator is in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Zinnia, Valley's Voice. It's also in other Commander decks old and new. 2 highly played ones are around a couple cards from the Bloomburrow main set, Gev Scout Scorch, and Balin the Haymaker. This time, Commander is the key driver. Coming in at number 6 is Swarmyard Massacre, up $4.09 to $6.25. That's a 189% increase. Another big Commander card here. This one is from the Bloomburrow Squirreled Away Commander deck. It's in fresh builds around some cards from its pre-con, including the reprinted Shatterfang Squirrel General, as well as Hazel of the Root Bloom and the Odd Acorn Gang. You also see Swarmyard Massacre and a bunch of other Commander decks old and new. Some of the more popular ones are around cards from the Bloomburrow main set, like Vren the Relentless, Camellia the Seed Miser, and Wick the World Mind. Coming in at number 5 is Guillaume, Master Chef, at $4.86 to $23.33. That's a 26% increase. This is the foil copy from the Commander 2021 Witherbloom Witchcraft deck. Guillaume has been a fairly popular commander, and it's in the 99 of a number of builds there too. The card is moving up now though because it's getting more commander play thanks to Bloomburrow. Many players are putting this in builds around Igra, Eater of All, and to a lesser degree, Camellia the Seed Miser, but I'm also seeing some picking up Guillaume to upgrade the Squirreled Away commander deck, while others are using it in fresh builds around a couple cards from there, the reprinted Shatterfang Squirrel General, and Hazel of the Root Bloom. Number 4 is Jacked Rabbit at $4.99 to $7.36. That is a 211% increase if you're doing the math at home. Another card from Family Matters, the Commander deck, not the TV show. Again, Commander is the key driver here. This is in fresh builds around a card from its pre-con, Zinnia, Valley's Voice. but I'm also seeing many players grabbing Jacked Rabbit to upgrade the Bloomburrow Peace Offering commander deck, while others are putting it in new builds around the front-facing commander from there, Miss Bumbleflower. Jacked Rabbit is in other commander decks too though, old ones, new ones. 2 highly played builds are around cards from the Bloomburrow main set, Balin the Haymaker, and Phineas Ace Archer. Number 3 is Through the Breach. The Ultimate Masters copy is up 271 to 790. That is a 52% increase. The Champions of Kamigawa copy is up 701 to 1881. That is a 59% increase. You're going to see this in Legacy Sneak and Breach, but the real story this time is Modern. There's a new Eldrazi-centric version of the Modern Through the Breach deck that runs a bunch of new cards from Modern Horizons 3. The build has been pretty popular, but a lot of people are banking that it's going to be even better in a world where Nadu is no longer legal. Coming in at number 2 is Mana Bond from Exodus, up 1410 to 2460 this week. That is a 134% increase. This former one-print wonder just got reprinted in Mystery Booster 2, but that set is not a wide released product. In fact, it's pretty limited at this point. You can get Mystery Booster 2 at conventions, and it can be ordered as part of a bundle package directly from Wizards, but at this time there's no plans to sell it to game stores or big box stores. Anyway, why is this original copy of Mana Bond jumping? Because it's getting more Commander play now around the Bloomburrow Buy a Box promo Commander card, Flubs the Fool. Mana Bond helps you dump your hands, which is exactly what Flubs decks want to do. And finally, coming in at number 1 is Plague of Vermin. It's up $20.65 to $48. That is a 76% increase. This was number 3 on the hot list last week. This week it makes it to the top spot. Bloomburrow brought more support for rats, and this is a solid sorcery that lets you and other players convert life into rat tokens. You've seen this in commander builds like Ayara First of Loch Thwain and Maronar, for example, but now it's a new commander decks around Wick the World Mind and Vren the Relentless from Bloomburrow's main set. But remember, Plague of Vermin is a Shadow War rare, so I guess I got my 1 per video in at the nick of time. Back in those days, there was a recession in the game, and less packs were cracked, meaning that when a rare like Plague of Vermin, which has never been reprinted, gets some attention, there tends to be a spike, and that is exactly what we're seeing here. Alright, that's going to do it for our top 15 hot cards of the week, but that's not the whole story. Tomorrow, we're going to be back with the top 10 coldest cards of the week. You don't want to miss that. There are some good deals to be had out there, and that video will help direct you to them. Until next time though, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.